what up, guys? Welcome back to another Houston special episode of the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. I'm Bart. We got Silent Mike. We got Shawley, owner of Anaka, and I can't think of anyone better to ask this question. There's a lot of people that want to start a business. They want to start a brand out there. What are some pieces of advice that you would give to them? And what are some of the hardest struggles that you went through? And what are some of the things that you think everyone looks at this, but they're overlooking this to get here?
One of the biggest things is I have a lot of people that come up to me and ask me like, bro, if there's one tip can you give me, or if there's one tip you would give me, what would it be? Or I want to start a business. Do you think you can mentor me? And we get down to it. I mean, for me, I can just kind of tell within the first like 5 minutes of that conversation if this person is like ready or serious. I think a lot of people.
What gives you that like vibe if they're serious?
You get down to the investment side. So they come up with this great investment or this great business plan. And it's like, I want to do this. So they say they want to make shirts. I want to make shirts. I have this, and this. And they have all these things lined up. But when it comes down to like actually investing in it, they're like scared. They're like, oh, like, yeah, I just, I want to do this. But like, what if I do this and it doesn't do this, bro? Like, what if this happens? Or what if like it just doesn't sell out? Then I'm out this amount of money. Like, I think the biggest thing that separates a real like actual ready entrepreneur from like a fake, I guess you could say a fake entrepreneur, is someone who's willing to gamble on themselves. For me, I told you the story about how I withdrew like all the money from my savings and I had nothing. You have to have that mentality. You have to honestly you have to bet on yourself. You have to like legitimately bet on yourself, but also be so sure that it's gonna succeed that you don't even second guess it. Like you have to already have it made up in your mind that like, okay, this is gonna happen.
Does that almost seem like you need a sliver of cuckoo-ness to do stuff like that? Because most people, they're risk adverse, right? And they want to have like most people will not go on a hike in hopes there's a waterfall. They go there because everyone on Instagram, it's the most beautiful waterfall. But in business, it's almost the opposite. It's like, just go on this 30-mile hike. You're probably going to die. What's at the end? I don't know.
I think that's in everything, though. I have a phrase when I use coaching, basketball, and fitness, sacrifice for the unknown. You have to put in this amount of work no matter what. And what may come,
you don't know.
Right? You got to work your ass off. You played hoop. You got to practice like you're going to play the championship game no matter what. But sometimes the ref, sometimes the other team's better. Sometimes the shot's not going in. But if you don't put in this work, you have no chance to see the waterfall.
Facts. And that's perfect you say that, because like when it comes back to the business question, all right, so why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me all this shit? Because if you're not going to start it, if you're not going to make the investment, the initial investment, if you're scared, then everything you just said to me is good as nothing. Like either you do it, put in the work, it pops off for you, you're able to look back and be like, damn, I did this, or you just continue to talk about it and say, oh, man, I've always wanted to start a business, but I just want to do this, but I'm scared about this. Like, then why are you bringing this conversation up to me? Like, until you're ready to make that initial investment, then everything you're saying is just, I know people that have been saying they wanted to start a business for years. And like you meet like 5 years later, they have the same conversation. It's like, okay, you still haven't started it, you're not serious.
Do you think when it comes to business, the idea is more important or like the execution is more important? Because that to me is like when I talk to people, and if I meet them like 2 years or 3 years or 5 years and they're still talking about the same idea, to me, like over time, I start to go, it's the doers that actually get the ROI.
Facts.
It's like the people that just, a lot of people have like, they'll watch a commercial and they're like, oh, dude, that's literally what I've been talking about. And I'm like, yeah, but you literally didn't do it.
You'd be on Shark Tank, homie.
Yeah, that person literally did it.
Not doers. I think both are important. You can have an idea like we did, but if you don't execute it properly, it won't succeed.
Yeah.
So I think both are very important. Idea has to meet eye to eye with execution, 100%.
Do you have anybody you're mentoring right now?
Nah.
Is that something you're interested in? Coming from your coaching background or no?
Nope.
Yeah.
Because I don't have this shit figured out.
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
You know what's crazy is I have some mentors, not like official, like he's my mentor, but like I'll pick their brain on stuff. And even guys that are like 8 figures, 9 figures, and crossing 10 figures, a lot of them are still like, I don't even really know what's going on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Isn't that crazy?
I'm like, you make enough money in one day, people's whole year's salary, and you still don't know what's going on? I'm like, who the fuck knows what's going on then?
Bro, and then at that level, I'm sure, man, yeah. one thing that I've learned is you make money to spend more money. That's all business is. You make money and you spend more money.
Yeah, money makes money.
Yeah. You spend more money on future investments and then you spend more money on taxes. The more money you make, you spend more money. The more money you make, the more taxes you pay. You can't hide away from that. And then also, like, if you want to grow your business, you got to make bigger deposits, bigger investments. That's just shit.
Speaking of taxes, that's one thing that no one really tells you until like the end of the year, and then you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
What were some of the other like, oh fuck, like I never knew about this when it came to business?
Luckily, I was acquainted with taxes from the beginning because I got to see Christian, deal with like that at first initial, like,
Yeah.
because we were both young. I think he became a millionaire at a very young, multi-millionaire at a very young age. And we honestly I never thought about taxes. I don't think he thought about taxes. So seeing that when Anaka started getting, like when it started going, and also having my business partner who had a finance background, we were on point with taxes from the beginning.
Oh, smart.
So that was a good thing. That's where I really learned from like my surroundings. But I mean, another oh fuck moment was like, just the cost of just keeping business. Like when keeping a full, I mean, y'all are gonna see the warehouse in a little bit in the office, but keeping the business going comes with cost. Mm-hmm. Every month, I know how much I need to have, or I know how much I'm going to spend to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Whether it's employees, marketing, product, to like investments, like I know how much ballpark, I know honestly down to the dollar amount, how much we have to shell out to keep things going. Everything else after that is, profit. So I need to work on, keeping that cost down, but also maximizing profit. So I think in the beginning, I didn't, understand that. But now that I have like a good like grasp on like what I'm doing, I understand that. So that was definitely an oh fuck moment. I think taxes still was an oh fuck moment because
Too many zeros, too many decimals.
Because we grew a lot, bro. Like we grew from like I think the first 7-figure year we made like 2 million. And then the next year after that, we like, I don't even know what the mathematical term is, but
Like exponential almost?
yeah, we made like 15 million like the next year.
Gotcha.
So to see to jump from that to that, the tax bracket was just different. It was different. So like, yeah, $2 million a year. Okay, this hurts, but okay, we'll pay it, whatever. The next year when we did the 15 or 14 some million, 14 million, something like that, the taxes we had to pay on that was different. And then now it's like, okay, like, oh fuck, but.
Would you ever want to try to like fake your own death to get away from taxes?
Nah, man.
You're a psychopath, bro.
Taxes is something I don't play about, man.
It's up on an island somewhere.
Yeah, I've seen some people. We've all heard and seen people that like make a shit ton of money and they just think that taxes don't exist and they eventually catch up to them.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one thing that me and my business partner don't play around.
You got to learn from Martha Stewart.
Bro. Yeah, I don't know how to me, taxes is always on my conscience.
Yeah.
One of my friends, he's best friends with Wesley Snipes.
Mm-hmm.
And we were at his house when Wesley Snipes just got released. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is a real thing. Like the IRS don't play around.
How do people just not pay taxes though?
I know. If you have that much money, how do you not just hire someone to make sure you're safe?
I think it's kind of like the messy room in your house.
Yeah.
Huh.
You either like, I don't think anyone intentionally tries to.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then, the room gets messy.
You ain't got the cash.
Messy,
And you just run out of money, right?
Yeah.
You run out of money, or there's enough time where like, I feel like the government actually gives you a lot of time. Like
for sure. And they allow payments and
Payment
plans.
Yeah,
quarterly ahead of time.
Like,
that would be my advice for anybody.
Give you a 90-day notice. Here's another 90-day notice.
Yeah.
And then once they start sending you those red envelopes, like we're going to come arrest you.
Yeah.
And they'll still give you another 90 days, And then if you just keep, oh, okay, I'll get to it. But the people like Wesley Snipes so fucking busy shooting movies all over the place, then one day you're just getting arrested on set.
Yeah. Learning and doing anything new, there's going to be like growing pains. And I hate like the typical question, like, what do you regret or what would you change? But what is something you kind of wish would have made things smoother to Shawley in 2018 that you know now? Or that is a second thought, like taxes, right? We all plan it now, but what's something that you wish, man, if I would have figured out X 2018 would have been smooth?
Man, I don't know. That's tough because I feel like we're moving at we're moving at the pace that we're supposed to move at. I think one thing that I struggled with letting go in the earlier days. So when we first started, I packaged marketing, customer service, me and my business partner. Package, marketing, customer service, everything was ran by us as any other business owner.
Yeah.
I think if I let go of those duties earlier
You're like delegating the tasks.
and delegated my tasks, I would have been a lot, maybe I would have been in a slightly better position than I am today. But I mean, delegating my tasks.
That's a different form of investment, right? You got that initial investment, that huge bet on yourself, but then you got to bet on yourself that if I free up my time, I'm going to be more productive in a different area. So how can I put more cash into an employee or someone I trust to run this stuff so I can focus on what Shawley's good at?
I was so stingy with my money when we first started, but now
Because it's scary, bro.
it's very scary. But now I'm a lot more lenient with like investments that I know will bring back, positive for the business. So whether it's maybe an expensive web redo, or hiring a marketing team or multiple marketing teams, or hiring 5-6 designers on call within the brand, customer service, like all these things, warehouse staff, like all these things, like obviously it hurts, making the investment in that moment, but I know over time it brings back.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on like the other side of Shark Tank, and then we have like these brands that are coming up to pitch, what are like some things that you would see that you'd be like, okay, that like, what are some signs that you're like, that's for sure signs of success, and these are for sure signs that they gotta like fix before they want to be successful, from the things that you've seen? Does it have to do with like they gotta have like a sick logo, or is it like the brands have to fit like a certain like niche in the market?
Like, I mean, in 2023, you almost have to come up with something that hasn't been, done before. You have to come up with something that hasn't been done before. I think the only reason why Naka was able to succeed is because we came up with something that we applied a twist to something and made it different. So like, it would essentially be like someone making a twist of, I guess, my brand or another brand. Like, you have to come up with something. If someone comes to me with an idea that I've seen a million times, then
Those are the signs of it's not gonna make it.
Not that it won't make it, but it's gonna be very hard for you.
Tough route.
It's gonna be extremely tough for you to make it. If you come to me with something that like, I'm like, wow, maybe I might steal this. Like, okay, all right.
Yeah, caught your eye.
You got something.
Yeah.
You got something,
Yeah.
So I mean, that's from a Shark Tank perspective, and that's why I believe Mark Cuban and all those people, they invest. They see it.
For
oh,
sure.
Shit. You
That's
came
the
up
legal version of
Yeah,
Yeah.
You came up exactly. You came up with something that I want to steal. I'll invest. I'll give you. I'll take 95%. You own 5%. So like, no. You have to come up with something that like catches my eye and looks like and gives me that wow factor.
Yeah, that's really, really good advice. Like, what I took away from this is you got to be a doer. Don't marinate in the same conversations all day. And if you really want to start a brand, you got to come unique, different, and not something that Shawley wants to steal.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts. People harp on that a lot, but everyone steals from everyone.
Yeah.
Bro, business is, if you're not stealing something and trying to make it better, then you're not.
That's the key, though.
You're not.
Yeah.
How do you take it
twist.
and make it better?
Exactly.
And more unique.
Bro, that's business today, bro.
Yeah.
That's business.